11.4, a volume exploration. The objective is to review concepts and units of volume. Let's do some mental math and reflexes quickly. 2 times 4, 8. 5 times 7, 35. 10 times 6, 60. 20 divided by 4, 5. 36 divided by 6, 6. 45 divided by 5, 9. You should be able to do this as quickly as I'm doing it right now with all the practice we've done this year. If not, you need to be studying them more at home. 3 times 9, 27. 4 times 8, 32. 6 times 4, 24. 42 divided by 7, 6. 64 divided by 8, 8. 28 divided by 4, 7. 9 times 9, 81. 8 times 7, 56. 6 times 9, 54. 48 divided by 6, 8. 63 divided by 7, 9. And 72 divided by 9, 8. Volume and capacity. The volume of a solid object, such as a brick or a ball, is a measure of how much space the object takes up. The volume of a container, such as a freezer, is a measure of how much the container will hold. Volume is measured in cubic units. A base 10 cube has sides that are 1 centimeter long. It is called a cubic centimeter. A cube with 1 inch sides is called a cubic inch. Other cubic units are used to measure large volumes. A cubic foot has 1 foot sides. A cubic yard has 1 yard sides and can hold 27 cubic feet. A cubic meter has 1 meter sides and can hold more than 35 cubic feet. So the volume of an object can be very useful to know. Suppose you wanted to buy sand to fill an empty sandbox. To estimate how much sand to buy, you would measure the length, the width, and the height of the sandbox. The length, width, and height are called the dimensions of the box. You would then use these dimensions to calculate how many cubic feet or cubic yards of sand to order. You could do similar calculations to determine how much concrete would be needed to build a patio or how much gravel to buy for a path in the backyard. Now, capacity. We often measure things that are poured into or out of containers, such as liquids, grains, salt, and so on. The volume of the container that is filled with a liquid or a solid that can be poured is often called its capacity. Capacity is usually measured in units such as gallons, quarts, pints, cups, fluid ounces, liters, and milliliters. These are standard units, but they are not cubic units. The tables at the right compare the different units of capacity. So again, look at the U.S. customary units. A gallon equals 4 quarts. A gallon equals 2 half gallons. A half gallon equals 2 quarts. A quart equals 2 pints. A pint equals 2 cups. A cup is 8 fluid ounces. A pint is 16 fluid ounces. A quart is 32 fluid ounces. A half gallon is 64 fluid ounces. And a gallon is 128 fluid ounces. Linear measurements are usually given in standard units, such as feet or meters, and area measurements are often given in squares of those units, such as square feet or square meters. Many volume measurements are given in cubes of standard units or cubic units. So the area of a closed two-dimensional figure is the number of unit squares and fractions of unit squares needed to cover the interior of the figure. The volume of a three-dimensional object is the number of unit cubes and fractions of unit cubes needed to fill the space taken up by the object. So go ahead and use the base 10 blocks and meter sticks to visualize the size of various metric cubic units. So go get the cube and hold it up. Each edge is 1 centimeter long. So the volume of a centimeter cube is a cubic centimeter. Now hold up that big cube. Each edge is 10 centimeters or 1 decimeter long. So the volume of a big cube is 1 cubic decimeter. So how many cubic centimeters are in 1 cubic decimeter? Use your base 10 blocks to prove your answer. Pause the video now until you figure it out, and then restart it to look at the answer. There are 10 cubic centimeters in 1 long, and there are 10 longs or 100 cubic centimeters in 1 flat. You can fill a cubic decimeter container with 10 flats or 1,000 cubic centimeters. Therefore, 1 cubic decimeter equals 1,000 cubic centimeters. You will not have enough base 10 blocks to build a 1 meter cube, but you can visualize such a cube using one of these two methods. So with your partner, place 2 meter sticks on a flat surface at right angles, a 90-degree angle. Hold up a third metric stick perpendicular to the other meter sticks so that all 3 sticks meet in one corner, like the picture shown. Now, with the help of this frame, students, you can imagine a cube whose edges are the length of a meter stick. The volume of this cube would be 1 cubic meter, because that is the length of our stick. Remember, these are alternative ways of writing square units. Square meters can be written out as a word, square meters. It can be abbreviated as SQM, or meters squared, the M with the 2. It can be written out square centimeters, or centimeters squared, and so forth. So how many cubic decimeters are in 1 cubic meter? 1,000. So how many cubic centimeters are in 1 cubic meter? You need to take 100 times 100 times 100, which equals 1 million. Create your own boxes online by clicking on the following website. Please do not take more than 3 to 4 minutes to do this, and then get back into your flip chart. You are now going to do study link 11.4. Please make sure to follow the directions, because you're going to need to cut out the pattern below and tape it together to form an open box, and then please do what each problem is requesting.